Well, blessings and welcome everybody to Ignite Humanity Live. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. I hope wherever it is, it's wonderful and fabulous. It's Monday and it's all about ideas, and we are talking about ways to ignite humanity. We hope that you are a current watcher of the show, like a consistent current watcher of the show, because we've got an amazing guest today. And if you're brand new and this is your first time at Ignite Humanity Live, well, welcome. We're talking about ways to ignite humanity with people who are doing amazing things out there in the world. And when I say amazing, I mean there's small little incremental things that they do that have amazing impact. One person at a time can touch the lives of somebody else and create a fabulous ripple effect. And we love to hear the stories and adventures of people who are having ignite moments in their lives that inspire them to ignite humanity. We all have ignite moments, those powerful, amazing moments that change us and to put us on a new trajectory. And those ignite moments are often what define us and refine us so that we can step into a greater purpose and vision for ourselves. And when we do that, we give others the possibility to do the same. And this show showcases that and those individuals doing something kind of special in their lives, even though they've been through hardships and trials and tribulations. They've decided to go on and be the hero in their story. And we want to bring those stories to you. In fact, the whole reason we do the show is because, well, we need more positive content in the world, and people need to know that if they can do it, you can do it. And if she got through it, you can get through it. And if he did it, so can you. And we want to bring those stories to you to tell you that it's possible for you to go out and ignite your life and the lives of others. Well, it's exciting today because 60 seconds before I started the show, my fabulous guest gave me some fabulous news, and I'm going to share it with you. But it got me thinking about newness and new beginnings and those ignite moments that really start a new trajectory. So it's Monday, and I want you to think about something new that you could do today in your life, or maybe something new has unfolded and you just haven't given it the credit it deserves. Maybe you've been stuck in a rut or things have been monotonous. Well, now the time is to start something new. What new can you create in your life? And that newness spark ingenuity and inventiveness and innovation. And that newness give you that fresh idea to do something that will help you and someone else. It's the third week of May. And so if you've had the winter blues, that's all done now. It's really time to step into new beginnings. I spent the weekend cycling on my bike and saw all the new flowers and the new trees and the new calves and the new lambs and all the new farm animals that were out in the countryside while we were cycling. Everything is feeling new. And so I want to press some of that idea into you. You have the ability to create newness in your life right now. All right, well, let's meet our phenomenal guest with some amazing news. Shiyen Shu is a certified executive coach, passionately committed to helping create better leaders. She holds many qualifications, including a certified visionary leadership coach, certified leads coach, facilitator, certified Hogan coach, certified yoga teacher, and she blends her diverse expertise to help leaders overcome their limiting beliefs and behaviors to achieve greater success. She's got me all excited and for clouds because of her amazing news. Welcome, Shiyen, to the show.
Thank you so much, JB. Such an honor to be with you here. Thank you. Love.
Well, I want to return that and say it's an absolute honor to have you on the show because I've had over 90 guests come and share their Ignite Humanity mission and a lot of their Ignite moments and their stories, but no one can trump the pre-show event that has occurred and the news that you shared with me. Folks, Shiyen was on the show just before the show, getting ready, getting prepped. She was a tiny bit late, and she apologized for being late and very cavalier said, I had a baby yesterday. I'm sorry that I was late. And I was like, what? A baby? Like a real baby? Like I didn't even know she was pregnant. And so beautifully she shared, yes, I had a real baby yesterday, a baby boy. So congratulations in order. Not even 24 hours later. And here you are showing up to Ignite Humanity. And I just want to wow. You had a baby on Mother's Day?
I did. Yeah, it was like a Mother's Day present, a surprise. Yeah.
I love that. How incredible. Okay, well, I just have to hear. So, beautiful baby boy, everything was good.
Mm-hmm.
Birth was wonderful. Obviously, mom is healthy. And here you are dressed up, looking fabulous and on the show. How does it happen?
I'm trying to look fabulous with, I think, 0 hours of sleep last night. I'm still, as long as I'm here and I'm speaking with you, I'm having fun.
I'm so impressed and I'm just so elated to be part of this brand new joy and this newness. What time was baby born?
So baby was born on May 14th at 2:57 a.m.
Oh.
So yeah.
So that's a wonderful time. You know 2:57 a.m. Good for
Right.
you. And you had a home birth, is that
I
correct?
did. Yeah, this one was a home birth, so it was just magical. It was special in many ways. Yeah.
Well, I absolutely, what an Ignite moment. New baby on the way. Happy Mother's Day. What a
You
Mother's Day
too.
present. What a
Yes.
blessings to you as a mom. And again, what tenacity and determination and magnanimous to take 30 minutes out of this beautiful opportunity to be here to talk about igniting humanity. And I feel emotional because you could have easily said, I'm busy, no thank you, rebook me, I can't show up, I'm not going to be there. And here you are. And so there's something special in you, or there's something that drives you. Can you share a little bit about what that is?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, you're right. Like it could have been very easy for me to just let Carolina know, hey, I just have to reschedule and I have other priorities. But for
Yes.
me, for me, I think this fills me up. It's like, because we're here not just for ourselves, we're not here just for, our immediate loved ones, but for the greater good. And what is the greater good, and how can we help even one person in a significant way, whether that's through our stories, whether that's through our time that we spend together, our energy, even our smile, a message. And that's what fills me up. So, I had to be here. Even just connecting with you has added yeah. So thank you.
Well, you've taught me a good lesson. When people are potentially or primarily late for a meeting, they maybe have a good reason. So I will
That's
like,
not normally me. So I'm always ahead of time.
I
So
know. I love it. It's a good lesson for me because we don't always know what's going on in people's
right,
lives.
right.
And, I want to just say, like, you and I have been working together for months, and I had no idea that you were expecting. And so, kudos to you in one way for just always putting your mission and your vision uh, in our time together. And when we're together and when I'm working with you and coaching you, you're always on task and focused. And at the same time, blessings in so many ways that this is unfolding beautifully in your life. And we get to share it with one another. And I think that's precious. Everybody loves a new baby. Everybody loves the idea of something new.
Mhm.
And it's synonymous of birthing,
Mhm.
birthing a baby, birthing a new life, birthing new opportunities.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be different for you and your family. Can you talk a little bit about, you do a lot of coaching, you do a lot of mentoring with people. For people who have something that unfolds in their life that's new, can you give them some strategies on ways to make it super successful and keep it the momentum of the positivity?
Absolutely. I mean, when you think about a birth and a new life, there's something so magical about it. And in many ways, having gone through this, now it's my third time being a mom, and watching it unfold, it just amazes me about the human potential. I think that's what strikes me time and again, and how we are as human beings, as mothers, as coaches. We're sort of conduits. We're empowering a lot of that unfold, and sometimes we have to, you obviously do things with intention, but then you have to leave things also to the universe, to God, to support you along that journey. So for anyone starting anything new, I think the message is around, first have that belief around why we're doing something new, what it is. And it's interesting because my older daughter, who is 8, recently asked me, is having a desire good or bad? Because she was reading Think and Grow Rich, and she was also reading the Bhagavad Gita for kids. And the Bhagavad Gita talks a lot about desire not being a good thing, and Napoleon Hill talks about burning desire. And she's like, is desire a good thing or a bad thing? And I said, there's no black or white answer. And It's, how do you understand all of these things and use it so that you have the desire but don't get attached to the final result. So even with my birth story, this time I wanted a home birth. I wanted to, I wanted to have that midlife experience, be it plan it in that way. But I was like, I knew if anything, like I couldn't get attached to that. So if there were complications or anything that happened, I had to be open to it. So in the same way for someone, starting something new, whether it's a new business, a new endeavor, a new project, whatever it may be, it's having that intention, the desire of what you want, why you want it. It has to be beyond you. If it's just for you, I think you'll fall short. So that purpose has to be so strong that no matter what, you're going to keep going. And once that's strong enough, I think you're able to, like, any obstacle that comes in your way, you're going to figure it out. You're really, whether you know it or not, you're going to somehow be able to go past that. And it's just keeping that focus, keeping that traction. And as you don't need to know the entire journey. Sometimes we feel like we need to have a complete map and you need to know every single step along the way, and you don't. It's like, you take a single step and then the next one becomes clearer to you. And sometimes a step forward could mean a step back, but then that's still showing you something rather than being stuck where you are. So again, I'd say, just you have to take each step with courage and allow the path to sort of unfold before you, instead of being in that state of fear and hoping every single step you take is in the right direction. Well, you really don't know it. Sometimes the wrong step could be the right step for you. So yeah.
You said so many great things in all of there. I loved many of them. First of all, a baby being born and a life is such a miracle. And you're right. There is this incredible, miraculous empowerment that happens when there is this life force that creates. And maybe it's in a baby, but also you and I know that life force is in our business, and life force is in an idea, and life force is in a new home, a new project, a new endeavor. There's life behind opportunities. And the same way a life is so special when you're holding it in your arms, so it is the preciousness of your ideas and your desires, as you just said. They too have a force behind them, and we have to lean into and nurture them and feed them and take care of this life force that we have in so many areas of our life. And such a great analogy that you said that. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It makes me think of all the projects and all the things that unfold in our lives that we need to give life to. So super well said. Of course, congratulations that your daughter is reading such beautiful books and that you're a mom that fosters such growth. So folks, if you have children, you please encourage them to read interesting books that cause them to ask these kinds of questions. And I'm sure, Shiyen, you have adults who are asking these kinds of questions, not just kids. Do you have a common question that comes to you from a lot of your mentees, something that is sort of reoccurring?
Yeah. So I do a lot of work in the healthcare space. A lot of my leaders are either right at the top, so they're leading hospitals, leading organizations as CEOs, as senior VPs, or I also have leaders who are in the middle management looking to move into senior leadership roles. So a common question that always comes up for especially women is how do you balance, or how do you integrate having a successful career with having a family? And I would say that's, it's been a big theme for a lot of women leaders, because society has sort of framed us over many years that you can only have one or the other, and if you're going to have one, you're going to sacrifice the other. And we know that it's not true. I mean, there are examples, but overarchingly, we've been told that if you focus on a career, you're going to have to work long hours. You're not going to be able to, raise kids, have a family, do all the things that you want to be doing. So I would say that's a big one that often comes up. And then, a lot of the other questions around healthcare leaders is how do we avoid burnout? How do we stay at the peak of our, health, our career? Because healthcare is such a space where people are there to serve. But sometimes that service is is almost hurting themselves. And when you're, it's like when you don't fill your own cup, how can you help somebody else? So it's been pretty tough for a lot of healthcare leaders over the last few years. Yeah.
Yeah, two great questions. And since it's Monday and it's Idea Day, do you have some ideas on how people, women, men, can create more balance in their lives between their career and their family?
Absolutely. So I always say, it's the reason most of us are upset or disappointed or feel like we're unfulfilled is because we have this vision of what our perfect life should be and what our life currently is. And there's a discord there. There's some amount of we're not happy with the way things are. So I think it starts with first just understanding or realizing what it is that you desire, what it is that you want, and is that coming from your own perspective? Is that coming from your own, your experiences, your thoughts, your wishes, or is it impressed upon you by society, by your parents, by teachers, by colleagues? And most of the times that's the case. It's not you who's planned it. It's somebody else who's planted these seeds within you to say you need to, have this sort of a job, this sort of a career, this sort of a family, this sort of a lifestyle. But really, you need to sit down with yourself and ask yourself what it is you want. Because when you think about it, human beings, we actually don't need too much. I was working with a leader who was a nurse, as a frontline nurse initially through her career, and then worked up to leadership. And she would say at the end, everybody left the same way, regardless of who they were, how rich, how poor they were. I would wash their bodies, take off all their jewelry, and they left with nothing. So, we come with nothing, we leave with nothing. And then while we're here, why do we make it so hard for ourselves? So it's like, really paint that picture of what it is you want, but understand where it's coming from and whether that's really what's going to fulfill you. Because we all know once we set a goal, we've achieved a goal, we go to the next goal. It's rare that you're satisfied there, because we're always looking to grow, which is a great thing. So it's how do you stay content and still keep growing in that space from a feeling of positivity, from a feeling of contribution versus a feeling of fear versus a feeling of lack, moving towards that abundance. I'll stop there. So
Well, I think it's so good because you really were talking about feelings, and a lot of us aspire for things or aspire for an accomplishment or aspire for a finish line. But what we really want is the feelings. And so I always ask people when they do exactly that exercise, what do they have and what do they want? What is the in between? And often it's like they want a house or a bigger house or a bigger home or a better car. And I'll say, well, what is the emotions that brings? And then they dial into the emotion of, contentment or fun and then they sort of look at their life and they realize, you know what, they have contentment and they have fun and they have the emotions already, but they think that the thing was going to give them the emotions. And upon reflection, they realize they actually already have those feelings, and then they become grateful and sort of expand that. Great suggestion.
Yeah. And a lot of the things that, sometimes, like people make up stories. We know this. We're victims of our own stories. And a lot of leaders in their middle management or, sort of moving towards the top will say, I never want to be a CEO because I see the life of my CEO and I don't want that for me. And I said, why do you have to compare yourself to that? You can create your own vision
Right.
of what it is you want. Like even when I was having my third baby now, a lot of people would say, so what's going to happen to your business? Are you sure you can do this? Like, you've just launched your business. And I said, no, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to figure it out. Like,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
It's
So
going to unfold and morph exactly the way it's meant to,
yeah,
because you're right. We put a little box or a little idealism
yeah,
behind how it should be. And if it can't be that ideal, then we think that it's not going to work out, but there's so much more in between. So let's talk a little bit about the second question is that, and it was in regards to people were feeling like, how could they do both? How could they be able to manage both? Was that a little bit about, can we share some ideas on that?
sure. So I mean, when we're talking about managing both, again, it's so what do we want to manage? What does it look like? And then it's finding the resources in many ways, setting your boundaries, because we know as a person, I mean, humans have limitless potential. You and I have obviously walked that journey. We've seen so many others. It really can amaze you how much you can do, like with with the life that we have within us. It really sort of astonishes me. And many of us are not living to our potential. We know that,
Right.
we're, yeah. So firstly, it's like, discovering that potential, and then setting boundaries as to what is important to you. What are your priorities, and how are you going to go full force there? And then really say no to the other things, which is very hard. And I know I've been a people pleaser, all my life. And coming from an Asian background, we've been taught to respect our elders, our parents, our teachers, and you just end up saying yes to so many things that don't serve you. And it's been that journey of, for me to be able to identify what are my priorities, and how do I, despite it maybe hurting my parents at that very moment, it is in the interest of them over the long term. So,
Mm-hmm.
and they come along with you on the journey. Everyone normally is trying to help you, knowing what they know best, but they don't know everything that you know. So it's having that courage to sometimes go against what society is telling you. Like, even when I quit my full-time role to go into full-time entrepreneurship, a lot of my immediate family members were against it, because you're used to that stable income, the regular, everything is going well, a professional, well-paid job, insurance, and now you're all of a sudden going to give that away.
Mm-hmm.
So when I had to make that leap, I had to almost distance myself a little bit, because I had to make that decision in my own, in my, within myself, for me, which wasn't my previous character. Because before, I would go searching for answers from everybody else. But I want to, let listeners know, and you've been on that journey yourself, JB, a lot of the answers are just sitting within us if we only care to listen. And most times we're not sitting there just, listening to ourselves and diving deeper, because there's so much wisdom, hiding in there. So when it comes to balancing both family as well as career, it's like, okay, set your priorities, understand what it is you want, say yes to the ones that are top of your list, and say no to everything else. And
Mm.
then get the right resources, get the right support in place. It could be paid, it could be unpaid. I know sometimes some of us come with a little bit more sort of privilege in society. And, I mean, I'm grateful to have some family support, but oftentimes we are on our own. Like, my husband and I do everything mostly, we support ourselves. And it's like, within that, we're still able to have a supportive system that we built through. And even for our immediate relationship, like for my husband and me personally, actually, it's been a journey. Like, it didn't start out that way. We did meet in high school, so we've had a long sort of relationship, but it's been through many ups and downs, like almost parting, almost going the divorce route, and then coming together, understanding what it is that we both want for our family, for the world, for society. And then kind of, once we partnered and united forces, everything changed. So I think it comes down to knowing, again, what it is you want, knowing your priorities, saying yes boldly, saying no with courage, and walking along, and then finding the right people to help you, because there are so many people out there who are willing to support you. And sometimes, like, I wonder, sometimes I say, I'm so grateful, I'm so fortunate, so lucky to come across these people, like, like you, JB. It's been, yeah. So the right people just come if you allow them to come to you. Yeah.
It's so true. And sometimes we have to put our hand up and say, I'm looking for help. I'm looking
Right.
for support. I want more knowledge. Somebody teach me, show me how,
Yeah.
give me some ideas. And when we're open to receive that, that's when so much comes. Well, I was just thinking how exciting it is for your husband. New daddy day for him too. How wonderful and fabulous.
Yeah. And
And
what
it
you
is,
just
go
sorry.
ahead.
No, I was saying what you just said reminded me of the quote by Lao Tzu, where he said, when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Absolutely. It's so true. And I will share with you the day my son was born and they put him in my arms, I looked down on his face and first thing that came to my mind was, this will be your greatest teacher.
Mm.
Those little ones come to us with so many gifts.
I wholeheartedly agree. Every child that I've had has taught me something that I would not have known otherwise, and has helped me grow in ways that I would never have grown. So yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so beautiful. Thank you for so many great ideas and suggestions. And I just want to congratulate you. Your grace and your ease and your being here is very, very precious. When I had my kids, their dad was Greek, and my Greek in laws insisted that I practice the Greek tradition of 40 days of rest and 40 days of sanctuary when the baby was born. And when I first heard about it, I thought it was so ridiculous. I was like, who's going to stay at home for 40 days? Who's going to not go out for 40 days? Who's going to not have guests for 40 days? Who's going to not work for 40 days? And my in-laws were insistent. With my first child, my son, I practiced the 40 days of no guests and no family and nothing, and just resting, and me and the baby.
Yeah, right.
And I loved it so much that when my daughter came along, I was like, I'm doing my 40 days, 40 days, 40 days. I was like claiming my 40 days even before she was born, because there's something really precious about being with you and the baby, resting, healing, settling in, and just giving yourself some space to not meet all those obligations. So I would just say lovingly, after you hang up with me, go rest, go be with family, go take care of you. You are such an inspiration. And I will never forget Ignite Humanity Live today, right after Mother's Day, where we had a brand new baby, just a few hours old, and Mom showed up to be magnificent. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amy. Such a pleasure.
Well, if you want to find more about Shiyen and what she's up to, obviously she's amazing and incredible and inspiring. You can go to her website and find out more. And of course, we wish you all the blessings with you and your new son. Thank you.
Thank you.
I am just delighted and tickled pink with the joy of knowing that there's a new baby in the world that's going to bring some bright new ideas, inspire us all, and be a teacher in his own way. Every single child ever born is an incredible teacher. And that means you were born, you're here, you're listening to my words. You have something to teach and share and give to the world. You just have to tap into it and decide that it's time for you to share your gifts with others and ignite humanity. You have the power to do that. So please go out and do it, just one little step at a time, with balance, with grace, with ease, and just really set your boundaries and know what's important to you, and then go out and do just that. Well, if you've got an Ignite story that you'd like to share with us, please fill out our type form and tell us what you're up to and how you're igniting humanity. We would love to have you on the show. And if you have an Ignite moment that you feel like you would like to write and share in our new upcoming book, Ignite Humanity, please go to our website and apply to be one of the writers or potential authors in this incredible book that we are trying to make the largest compilation book ever created, so it reaches every corner of the world to ignite others. Of course, if you'd like to help with our support, our charity, and igniting humanity and igniting literacy, go to our charity initiative. And if you'd like to watch this episode or any of our other episodes, you can do so at our free online platform. And of course, we support all of our channels, all of our episodes on Traverse TV, our Facebook page, and YouTube. All right, blessings, everyone. Have a great day. And just, you know what? Feel a little bit of glee in your step today. New life is on the planet, all over the planet. I don't know the stats, but I know every single moment multiple babies are being born. So just feel that life force, feel that life energy, and know that that energy is in you. All right, take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.